Lonely Monk Productions. Welcome to Too Old, Too New, the music discovery podcast that brings you something old, something new, something Nate, something Bruce. I'm Nate Runkle, host of the Yo That's My Jawn podcast, and with me, as always, is my good friend Bruce Warren of WXPN. The premise is simple. Each episode, we bring you 2 songs apiece. One new song that has been metaphorically spinning on our turntable platters, and one old song that we believe absolutely still matters. Man, that rhyme is it's too nice.
That's good, man. I'm telling you.
How you been, sir?
I've been doing great. Thanks. And you?
I've been fantastic. There's like a lot of really great music out there right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of great music. And hey, we're on the East Coast, so some people may not know that, but like the weather's been absolutely mind-blowingly great and hot, and I'm ready for the summer. So
just in time for festival season.
Exactly.
So let me jumpstart our conversation. I'm going to do my something new for this week. And my something new is Smoke in the Limousine by Pearl Charles. All right. For anybody not familiar, Pearl Charles is a singer out of California. Back in 2021, I think she released this album, Magic Mirror, that I first heard on a little station known as WXPN. And I fell in love immediately. I reached out, and Pearl came on the Yo That's My Jawn podcast. We had a great conversation. And then just last year, I talked to her partner, Michael Ralt, who is also a brilliant singer, songwriter, producer. And they kind of worked together, and they co-wrote this song. And before I go into it any further, let me give you a little taste of this goodness, because I am absolutely obsessed with this song.
Floating sheen upon the silver stream, glass on the pond, thinking of tomorrow and beyond. Specters linger in a cloudy room.
So as you can hear there, the thing that absolutely slays me is just this kind of beautiful bedroom Baroque pop soundscape that they've created. And the strings are so incredible. And the arrangement was by Louis Pessikov, who produced the album, and Michael Ralt. They arranged those strings. And I believe the string section is known as the Magic Mirror Quartet. But the way that it weaves in with the pedal steel, Max Hart there on the pedal steel, it's just something wonderful. And this is definitely one that if you're sitting there and you have a good quality pair of headphones, put them on and listen to this track, because it's sonic goodness.
Sonic goodness is a great way to describe Pearl Charles. Laurel Canyon all the way. Laurel Canyon all the way. I too am a fan of Pearl's music. Pearl and Michael, they work together. We're talking, 60s AM Gold. We're talking, Flying Burrito Brothers, which we talked about a couple weeks ago. Graham Parsons. I mean, that's the sort of the singer-songwriter Laurel Canyon vibe that they sit in, and it is exquisite, and they do it incredibly well. Well-crafted songs all the time, and a voice of an angel. So I love that. I've heard that a couple times. I love that song. Good choice, Nate.
All right, what do you got for us?
Okay, so first of all, I'm going all Philly for both of my picks, okay? But I have to take my headphones off for a second to prepare for the presentation of this. Actually, here, no, I don't think I can, hold on. Here we go. Does it look all right?
That's amazing.
All right. So let me put my headphones back on. So some of you might be able to see my wool winter cap says Dr. Dog. This is a pre-pandemic tour special that the band sold as part of their merch somewhere along the line many years ago. And I always buy like extra merch from a band. Like if I see a hat, I'll buy 2 hats. So I actually bought like 2 Dr. Dog knit hats, wool hats or whatever, with the nice logo here. It's got the little pom-pom on top for those of you at home who aren't watching on your TV sets, to prepare for the presentation of my something new, and that is the new Dr. Dog song, Talk is Cheap, that they announced a couple weeks ago, along with the announcement that they are releasing their first album in 6 years. And I am totally stoked. We love the dog here in Philadelphia and all over the place. And let's listen to a piece of it right now.
To the end of the lane and then back again. Feeling old and dumb and in the way. But I could change before the moon explodes and the sun stops shining. It might be dark, a little hazy in here. I might be crazy, it's a little unclear, but I can't be wrong. Cause I fell to the bottom and you found me there.
That's a jam. That sits in the pocket, right?
That is it, man.
That is it. So for those of you not familiar with Dr. Dog, and even if some of you are, there are two primary singers and songwriters. Toby is the one who sings on this song, and Toby Lehman and Scott McMicken. They're kind of like the Paul and John of Dr. Dog. I'm not going to say who's who, but that is if you're a fan, you will all immediately know that is a Toby jam, right? That is a Toby jam. So I'm very excited. New album comes out on July 19th, and they're playing Red Rocks, I think, the same weekend. And then we're all psyched because they're playing in Philly, and we're all going to be out seeing Dr. Dog, raise some hell here in Philadelphia. So very excited about that.
I was super excited by this news because didn't they just announce that they weren't doing anything anymore? And then all of a sudden it was like, and also here's a new song, an album, and a tour. Like, that's amazing.
Yeah, it is amazing. When I heard that news, I was like, not really. We'll have to wait, but not really.
I thought maybe we would get like a minor league baseball run from them for a little bit before we came back wearing the 4-5,
That would have been cool. Well, it did allow the band to take some time off. We got, I think, two solo records from Scott. One just came out recently. Toby put out a record. And Eric just put out New Age Rage. And, so it's very exciting. So onward and upward. Dr. Dog. I'm psyched.
Yes, the listeners of this show should probably pay attention to New Age Rage because it's going to come up in one of these weeks as one of my new picks because that's another album that's just absolutely incredible.
Awesome. So, okay, your turn. Something old.
All right, something old. So what I went with here is a song from 96. Not too old, though, I guess old. I do this all the time. The 90s were a long time ago, Nate. You're not young anymore. So this is a song by the band Nerf Herder. And it's called Sorry. All right. Nerf Herder was a band. Oh, they're still a band, but from Santa Barbara. I first heard of them. They were touring opening for Weezer, and a friend of mine heard them and was like, you have to find this band. You're going to absolutely love them. And this was the first song I heard from them. So let's listen to a little bit of Sorry by Nerf Herder.
Sorry we broke up. Sorry I missed you. Sorry I wanted only to kiss you. Sorry I promised to love you forever. Made you feel guilty, oh, when you left me. Sorry I showed up at your party. Sorry I drank up all the Bacardi. Sorry I puked up on your bedspread. Sorry I wanted to be your boyfriend again. What can I do? It's over, it's over, it's over, it's over.
So that's Nerf Herder. And some of you might be going right now, that kind of sounds familiar. And I can tell you a few things you might actually know Nerf Herder from. All right. First of all, they were the band that did the theme song to Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So maybe that's where you're familiar. Okay, here's another one. And this is Philly-centric. I know we have people who aren't really from the area, but Philly-centric. Perry Grip, the lead singer, wrote the Hoagie Fest music for Wawa back in the day. Okay.
No way.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Hoagie Fest at the Wawa. Yeah. That was him. And all those songs. And there's actually like full versions of those songs. But most recently, and this is anybody who's a parent and has had their Spotify Wrapped destroyed by their children might know Perry Grip as the writer of children's music now. He has a very successful music career. But this song, Sorry, is absolutely phenomenal. It kind of showcases like the humor that they traffic in all the time. The name of the band taken from the Empire Strikes Back quote, scruffy looking Nerf herder. And the video for Sorry has Mark Hamill in it. And, like I said, it was 96. So it was right before Star Wars was cool again. So, ahead of the curve. But I absolutely love like a good nerdcore band. And if there is a top pyramid, a Mount Rushmore of nerdcore, to me, it's like Weezer, They Might Be Giants, and Nerf herder.
So wait, I've never heard the expression nerdcore before.
Just think of like Weezer and like that kind
No,
of just like
I mean, I know
it all tracks.
Isn't that like punk pop, like emo or some shit like that?
Yeah, except for it's like usually more humorous than your pop.
Okay, I gotcha. Well, I love the line, "Sorry, I puked up on your bed." I thought that was a very insightful lyric, although it was kind of funny in its own way. So Nate, you said it came out in the 90s, right? 96.
That's right.
Right. So do the math. That was 26 years ago, dude. So that is old.
Yeah.
Okay. That's like classic rock now for your fucking generation.
It's true. You might hear it on 98, Oldies 98.
Oldies 98, exactly, right? I'm like, holy, I listen to the radio also. I'm in my car and I'm like, what? That's classic rock now? Okay. I always want, I'm going to sidebar here for a quick second. I always wondered, I work in radio. I have friends who work at classic rock stations. But I always wondered what the cutoff point is for when something goes from being whatever it is to classic rock to being played on a classic rock station. So that's a question I'm going to do some R&D on.
Yeah,
I think,
I would like to know the answer to that because, like I said, sometimes it really hurts my feelings.
Sometimes I hear Weezer and Pearl Jam and Nirvana on classic rock radio stations now. Yeah. And I go, oh, okay, what's the cutoff?
Yeah.
All right, well, listen, I unfortunately have almost zero information about my something old, okay? Because there's not a lot out there, I promise you. So first of all, I listen to YouTube for music and stuff like that, and rarely does it hit my algorithmic sweet spot. Right? Rarely. It rarely serves me anything based on my listening preferences. But a few weeks ago, I don't remember what I was watching, but it led me to a song by a band from Philadelphia called 1984. Okay, so I had no idea who they were and at the time. And of course, you go to Google 1984 and you don't get the band, right? And there wasn't much written about the band at the time. I still know very little about them. However, what I do know is they put out 2 singles. They are a psychedelic rock soul band from 1968. The 2 singles they put out were on a very, very small label. However, the song I'm about to play is being reissued by a very cool label here in Philadelphia called Brewery Town Beats. They specialize in just, finding these great, obscure, old soul records and reissuing some of them. So it'll be available soon. So let's listen to it. This song is unbelievably great. It's by the band 1984.
Your blood's red as well as mine. Hell with the past, leave it all behind. You know deep down in your mind, there's a wrinkle in our time.
There's a wrinkle in our time. That is the band 1984. You dig that?
Oh my God, it is so good. When you sent that over, like I had no idea what it was. And like the second it started playing, like I needed to know more immediately. Like, have you reached out to our pals at Brewery Town to see what's going on or?
Yes, I did. And he's got a little bit more information than I have. But, in a very serendipitous, awesome thing that happened. So when I looked at the single, there's, it's like a blue label and it said produced by, and it had a name of a gentleman named Michael Nice, Nise. And then it actually had their personal manager's name on it. I said, I got to find out about this band. So I Googled Michael Nice's name and it actually led me to a phone number. And I called the phone number and lo and behold, Nate, you would not believe it, but Michael Nice actually answered the phone.
No way.
It was mind-blowing. I'm not going to give too much away. However, he did produce it. Didn't remember much of the band. He's an older gentleman now. But as I was talking to Michael Nice, he proceeded to tell me that he was one of the creators or co-creators of the 80s dance shows Dancing on Air and Dance Party USA.
No way.
Yes. So I don't know if you were actually even born in the 80s, but, they were kind of a thing. They originated from Philadelphia. And, you can find clips of those two shows on the internet, for, pretty reasonably easy. And it just kind of blew my mind.
Not only can you find clips, but you can watch Kelly Ripa get her start because she was on Dancing on Air, I believe.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow. That's unbelievable. Anyway, great. I love that like chicken scratch guitar and the funky beats. And it's just so gritty. It's so dirty and funky and gritty. So there you are, 1984. There's a wrinkle in our time.
Before we close it out, that kind of thing where you find something and you don't know anything about it, or and you can't find, it's hard to find stuff. I gotta ask anybody listening, and Bruce, I'm sure you've heard this. You're familiar with the back to bed search that's going on, right?
Yes.
So for anyone listening, Google back to bed Lost Wave. Because there's a 30-second snippet of a song. Actually, I'll edit it in here for you guys to hear it.
By mechanical people, my mind is occupied with answers I can't seem to find. So I wonder, as I wonder, is this by some shape or design, or am I wired a different way? Might as well go back to bed.
But you have to try to tell me who this artist is, because this song is absolutely incredible and it sounds like pure power pop goodness. And I reached out to John Fay about it because I was like, I swear you probably played with this band and he said it sounded familiar, and he's like, it sounds really awesome, but I can't place it. And we need to find this.
Got to find it. So if you can help, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, good stuff again, Nate.
And
Beautiful.
man, we are killing it. We are doing the work, and we're bringing all of this good music to people for free, and I hope they appreciate it. They seem to appreciate it. All the comments I see, all the love I've been receiving has been monumental. So thanks everybody for listening. Of course, as I always say, you can find us on the socials. You can find me at Yo That's My Jawn, and you can find Bruce at Some Velvet Blog. You can hear Bruce every Saturday on WXPN from 10 to 2 p.m. And you can catch me on Mondays from 5 to 8 on Why Not Radio, and also listen to the Yo That's My Jawn podcast. You're listening to podcasts, go listen to another one. Bruce, thanks again, as always, for doing this, man. Good times, good times.
All right, my man. Good to see you.
Too Old, Too New with Nate and Bruce is a Lonely Monk production, produced and hosted by Nate Runkle and Bruce Warren. Please be sure to rate, review, and subscribe to the show on your podcast provider of choice. If you have any music you think we should hear, or if you would just like to reach out to us, please feel free to email us at tooldtoonewmusicpod@gmail.com. And as always, thanks, and we will catch you next time.